Well, more than 1 billion pounds of pesticides are sprayed on U.S. farmlands yearly and float beyond their intended targets. Some 26,000 schools may be in the drift zone nationally and more than 300 in West Virginia. But Eyewitness News senior reporter Bob Aaron found no evidence that farm spraying has caused serious problems in West Virginia schools.
Monday's Spotlight on America report showed growing concern across the country that drift from pesticides sprayed on nearby agricultural lands might enter schools. Children are endangered by some chemicals in pesticides and weed killers because their brains, organs, and immune systems are still developing. The Environmental Working Group found that nearly 26,000 schools were within a quarter mile of farm fields that might be treated. Somewhat flawed data produced by the U.S. Department of Agriculture on this interactive map indicates that West Virginia has 351 schools between 200 feet and a quarter mile from a crop field. The Environmental Working Group says these schools have the potential to be in the spray zone of pesticides that may be used to treat these fields. But the map derived from aerial imagery, especially in cities, may just show trees, grass, bodies of water, or pasture. Spraying from planes or helicopters is generally limited to power line right-of-way in West Virginia. State regulators are unaware of any complaints of farmland pesticide treatments reaching West Virginia schools.
In the 31 years I've been a pesticide regulator, I don't recall any pesticide complaints from agricultural lands drifting onto school properties. Most of the complaints we get about pesticide drift on ag lands is from one crop to another.
There are restrictions on who can use certain pesticides. State agricultural officials say the key is to avoid windy conditions and follow the rules on the label.
Some of the chemicals are what we call restricted use pesticides, and that's because they can be toxic to the handler or subject to drift, for instance. But as long as that pesticide applicator follows the label language, there shouldn't be a problem with exposure to the general public.
Bishop says pesticide issues are more likely to come from chemicals used by the school or their pest control contractors. State rules don't require notifying parents if they're using baits and gels, but once you get into liquid treatment, parents should be notified. The application should come only when children are not in the building. The Regulatory and Environmental Affairs Division says so far agricultural drift does not seem to be a major problem in the Mountain State. In Mason County, Bob Aaron, Eyewitness News.
Thanks so much for watching. Here's another video from Eyewitness News. Just click right here to subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit that bell notification to get the very latest.